Hey everybody, it's me, Root Beer, and I'm recording a supplemental video today because, we're not doing the podcast. Atlas was feeling sick. So, on Thursday, for the stream reveals, we got the new ride line that's tying in with the Skyride manga. So, it looks like its name is Vajrua. So, let's talk about that, shall we? So, starter does the starter thing. Roll upon, if you want second, draw a card. The grade 1 is during your turn, it gets 2k for each of your rear guards, and then when you would ride from your ride deck, you can Soul Blast 1 instead of discarding a card from hand. Always nice. It's nice that this is both of these are generic, so if you wanted to try and be like aggressive early with this archetype, it does give power to the Vanguard, and then having an alternate ride cost is always a good thing. Next up, the grade 2 Shooting Star Vajrua. Act Vanguard once per turn. If you have 4 or more rear guards, you can reveal a Vajrua with in its name from your ride deck, so the grade 3, and it gets critical +1. And then when it's rode upon, you can look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose a grade 2 from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. So this part of the ability is completely generic, so you do have the option of just putting this down and being able to search any grade 2 from the top 7 cards, and then if you specifically rode the grade 3 with Vajrua, then you can just search your entire deck for any grade 2 unit instead. Next up, we have Stardust Blade. So this is a special move order. So you can only play it if you have the Vajrua Vanguard, Counterblast 1. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose one unit card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. Call it, shuffle, and then you choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets when your rear guard is retired by your opponent's card ability, which not super common in standard. Maybe we'll see if this ever finds its way into premium to play against like Denial Griffin strategies. You can search your deck for up to one normal unit, call it to rearguard circle. So this is a way for you to like get back your card if it gets denied. I know there is that one combo with like Botus and like one of the Greedon orders, I think, but that's such a like niche combo that no one ever uses that I don't think you're gonna reasonably run into it most games. And then it also gets the ability that it gets 3k for each normal unit on your rearguard circle and in your drop zone. And then you have Rewrite the Star Vajrua. So you can Energy Blast 3, bind one of your opponent's rearguard, choose a grade 2 or choose a grade 2 unit card from your drop zone. Oh my god, I can read today. I'm with it. I'm all here. But call a grade 2 unit from your drop zone, and then on attack, you can counterblast 1, stand one of your grade 2 rear guards. So this is basically a Royal Paladin card cosplaying as Dragon Empire, but the thing that makes this really interesting is that it is, in fact, a rare. So, if you look at other ride lines, I think this week we just had Zorga, right? No, this week was like all of the Dragon Empire support. God damn it. Where's like the ride line stuff? Come on. Here it is. So yeah, if you look at like other ride lines like Gryandra that was revealed earlier in the month, you'll see that they're always like high rarity. So this is a triple R. Usually the rest of the ride line is lower rarity. So like, this is a comp. These are like commons and rares, right? So yeah, this is a common, this is a common, but like the grade 3 typically is a triple R. So what makes the new Vajrua card for the Skyride manga so interesting is that it is low rarity. And this is a pretty like big thing. So we talked about like ride line fatigue, right? Where like Bushiroad makes so many ride lines and they always have to have some sort of new gimmick that like it's getting a little exhausting and it gets hard to support all of them equally as well. So something like this where it's just very simple, very straightforward, low rarity is just really nice to have for the game, right? Like it helps new players trying to get into the game, especially if they're coming in at a time when there aren't like trial decks or any kind of constructed product they can easily get their hands on. And then, in general, I think it just kind of helps with that fatigue where This is just very generic. It's just grade 2 dot deck. It's basically Royal Paladin, but in Dragon Empire. So whatever like generically good grade 2s that they create, you can just kind of shove it into the deck and it'll always have some application for it. So this is really cool. Now, unfortunately, there's a distinct possibility that we might not get this in English. So something people have noticed. This is the okay, yeah, this is the Japanese Vanguard page. And so I've Google translated it, but you'll see there's 122 types of new cards. So 18 triple Rs, 24 double Rs, 24 rares, and then 56 commons. However, and now we're on the EN page, you'll see that the EN version of it only has 117 cards, so we're missing 1 rare and 4 commons, which, if we go back to Discord, is also the exact rarity of the 4 Vajrua cards that we're getting. So, like, the starter is a common, grade 1 is a common, the grade 2 is a common, the special move order is a common, and then the grade 3 Vajrua is a rare. So, the fact that we're down exactly 5 cards and the 5 rarities missing coincide exactly with Vajrua means there's a distinct possibility that we're not getting it in English, and the speculation has been that because the Skyride manga is being published in Korokoro magazine, like, they kind of own the rights to the characters, and so this is probably getting into, like, crossover territory in terms of, like, rights, where they have to negotiate the rights with Korokoro, and it seems like they have not done that yet for English, which is very disappointing. I feel like this is something they probably should have been able to figure out in hindsight. Like, it's one thing for the crossover sets that are, like, other IPs, but, this is, like, your own IP. There's, like, some weirdness with, like, the publisher and everything, but I feel like you should have at least figured this out for your own game, right? And then, this also brings up another interesting thing. So, Bushiroad has been running its own monthly magazine for a long time now. That's been how we got our promos, but it looks like they're starting to wind that down, so they're putting an end to the monthly Bushiroad comic, the monthly Bushiroad magazine, which means we're not going to be getting those promos anymore, which opens up some interesting possibilities. We also have, like, the final promo, Blaster Blade the Vanguard, to kind of commemorate the end of monthly Bushiroad. So this has the ability that your Vanguard with Majesty Lord Blaster, original power becomes 1800, or 18,000. I have Yu-Gi-Oh! On the brain a little bit. It has an ability in the hand that at the end of the battle that your Vanguard attacks, you can counterblast 1, bind the grade 3 Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, and only Royal Paladin for a clan. Ride it as stand, and it gets power plus 5, or ride this card as stand, it gets 5k. At the end of the battle attack, you re-ride the card bound at rest. So, basically gives you a restanding Vanguard. That was kind of a thing with, like, Aichi in the early days, where Blaster Blade, the grade 2, was kind of his avatar. So they would, like, find ways to make the grade 2 Blaster Blade specifically, like, more important. So this is kind of copying that. A funny thing about this is that it can actually chain off of itself. So what happens is, like, at the end of the battle, this goes into standby, right? And then you would pay the cost after that when you go to resolve it. So what would happen is, like, you would ride the 1, then at the end of the battle, Majesty Lord comes back, and then, if you have another copy in the hand, that would go on standby, and because you've now reridden the Majesty Lord, you can now ride another copy of the Vanguard. So that's really interesting, but I do want to talk a little bit about monthly Bushiroad coming to an end. Unfortunately, I don't think this is really going to alleviate our promo problem. It seems like they're just going to start printing promos in, like, other magazines. I think they're already doing that for Korokoro. I don't know if it's here. Yeah. So they have, like, Unite the Sky, it's a Blitz order, and a Regalis piece that's a promo. So you can already see right there, promo. So you draw a card, you remove it, you choose one of your Vanguards, gets 15,000 till end the battle, then you can bind the card with the same name from Drop Zone, it gets plus 25 instead. And if you discard it from hand while riding from the ride deck, you can Counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, draw and remove it, which I don't know that you would necessarily want to do the second one. I feel, especially since this is a Regalis piece, I feel like you just want to go for the 25k shield, right? But yeah, it seems like they're just kind of moving this into like other magazines now, so. But, you know, there was some potential there that maybe the promo situation could have gotten better. So, yeah. It's really unfortunate that it seems like Vajrua is not going to show up in English just based on what we know of the sets right now. I think low rarity ride lines would address like some of the problems I've been having with just the sheer amount of cards that they keep creating. We're even getting another new ride line. Looks like they're finally making like Nova Grappler. You know, we sort of had like mechas with Avant-Garde, but now we're getting like an actual proper Battleroid line that, you know, fights in the Nova Grappler arena. So, like, probably gonna have that Nova Grappler playstyle of attack, attack, attack. So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah. Uh, to be honest, I kind of wanted to talk more, but as you can tell from how much I'm tripping over myself, I just woke up. I'm not sure I'm in the mood to make a super long video right now. I might record later in the day and have like some extra content to make up for no podcast, and this video in particular is kind of short since I was just going over the new reveals. But yeah, I would like to see more ride lines just being like simple, low rarity cards like this. I don't hate the concept of like the start deck bosses where they had like the templated abilities and very simple, like just make more attack kind of effects. I had problem with the construction of the start decks being all vanilla. I thought that was not super productive and not very helpful for new players, but I do think like cards like that have very simple ride lines that are fairly generic, it'll help budget players get into the game. It gives you more options overall. Like if we had Vajrua, I'm sure there's some decks out there that might just take the like search top 7 for any grade 2 and the ability to like not discard for ride just as much as any of their regular ride lines. We already see like some decks just playing the Bavsagra ride line just to like filter out the shield. So I'm sure being able to like filter your deck for a grade 2 instead would just do better for you. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video for now. Maybe I'll record something else later tonight and then we'll have like 2 videos within the week-ish. I mean, I'm recording this on a Saturday, so, you know, probably if I recorded another video, it would be like Monday when that came out, but we'll see. For now, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.